Even in a campaign full of explosive comments, this one immediately stood out.
I would not advocate that we put a Muslim in charge of this nation. I absolutely would not agree with that.
Ben Carson said that he wouldn't want a Muslim as president in answer to a question about whether the Islamic religion is consistent with the Constitution. Some of Carson's competitors distanced themselves.
I think the American people are going to decide who the president is based on the merits of their positions and their qualifications, not based on their religious beliefs.
Well, the Constitution provides that there shall be no religious test for public office, and I'm a constitutionalist.
There are two Muslim members of Congress, both lashed out at Carson.
Saying the U.S. shouldn't elect a Muslim president is as off as saying we should not elect a neurosurgeon as president. You know, the freedom of religion that we have in this country is a founding principle of our great nation. So for any candidate to suggest that someone of any faith is unfit for public office simply because of what he or she may believe is nothing short of religious bigotry.
The Democratic frontrunner for president was quick to chime in, saying in a tweet, "Can a Muslim be president of the United States of America? In a word, yes. Now let's move on." The conversation about Muslims in America began at a Donald Trump town hall last week when he failed to correct a voter who falsely said President Obama is a Muslim, even though he is a Christian.
We need this certificate.
On Sunday, when asked what he thinks about the idea of a Muslim president, Trump stirred the pot, making this not-so-subtle suggestion about President Obama.
Some people have said it already happened, frankly, but of course you wouldn't agree with that.
This as Trump's status as the Republican frontrunner is starting to slip. He's still on top, but losing ground, down 8 points in a new CNN ORC poll since early this month. And Carly Fiorina is on the rise, in second place with 15% after a standout debate performance. Trump has now set his sights on Fiorina, not only going after her record as a Silicon Valley CEO, but also her persona.
She's got a good pitter-patter, but if you listen to her for more than 5 minutes straight, you get a headache.